So, ladies and gentlemen, my trusty workhorse of a bass amplifier, my B50-115, is a Yamaha 50-watt bass amp with a 15-inch cone, seems to have finally bit the dust. I'm sure it can be repaired, and I'm going to hopefully try to do that if I can ever afford to. Money is unfortunately really super tight, being permanently disabled, which is part of the reason why I've always used this amp here, is because for the past 11 years I've been on disability, and frankly I just can't afford new stuff that often. The last thing I purchased new was actually just a couple, like 2 months ago. I bought it from a store that offered a payment program, and I ended up buying my RP1000 Digitech effects processor, and that's a looping pedal, that yellow thing there, in case you're curious. So anyway, without further ado, let me introduce you to the innards of the Yamaha B50-115 bass amplifier, 50-watt, 15-inch cone. And by the way, one of the features I love about this is this doohickey right here, the outlet where you can actually power an external device like another amp, a head, or effects processor, so on and so forth. Why more amps don't have that, I don't know. This amp here was probably late 70s, maybe early 80s. I really don't know the year exact. But if they had the forethought to do that, I don't know why they don't do that nowadays. Maybe they do. I don't know. I haven't looked at the back of a new amp in years. So I could be talking out of my ass, for all I know. Oh, this is the cone, the speaker, eminence. The original cone I had to replace back when I bought the amp, or shortly after. It was beat up. This whole area here was punched in. The cone itself was starting to deteriorate. So yeah, and of course this is where the cone would fit in, all the insulation and the various things that I've collected in there in the past 20 some odd years that I've owned it. And without further ado, here we go. So we have the head. Here is the little control section here, the bass, mid, and trebs, volume. Another cool feature is this has a high and low input. You can actually use either one, or you can use both at the same time if you want to play two instruments through the same amp. Super convenient for practice jams and so on and so forth. Power switch. There's the model number, was it the 50-115B? And here we go. So here's the innards. I'll give you an overview. Extremely dirty. Extremely well used amplifier. Not taken care of as well as it should have been. You can see that there's a lot of schmutz, as my peoples call it. This section here is going to be the the plug that I showed you, the assorted wiring, power switch, the little LED, or I doubt it's even LED, it's sold, light. This section here are the primary and secondary fuses right here, and you can actually see that there's actually a little fuse right there in that tube, even, which frankly I didn't even notice. And that is the primary, and you can see that, of course, there's a fuse there as well. Here is the record out. I haven't used the record out, and for good reason. The solder broke on it so many years ago, and I just never bothered to even screw with it. Let's see here. This, I guess, is kind of like the brains, maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything about electronics like this. I do see it's got a bunch of little transistors and thingies and stuff. Let me see here. Oh, and here, folks, here's something, another fuse. This right here, I don't know if anybody's aware of it or not that might have one of these amps, but there is a third fuse inside, which I've had to change prior, many years ago. I think I've only had to change it once. Then right here, of course, is the circuitry for the volume and tone controls. Underneath, you know, we have the heatsink, and we have these things here that will probably kill me if I were to try and crack them open. And then, of course, this right here, for those who can read upside down, there you go. And give you a view of the back. All the various labels. I apologize for filming these upside down. So that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot to these old units. Reading the forums, reading online, people have love-hate relationships with these. Some people said that these were some of the worst amps that they've played. Other people have said that they've been using these to play gigs for 20 years. Some people have said that they've absolutely love it. Other people absolutely hate it. I'm in the love side of things. I loved this amp. It gave me the bottom end I really desired, and I also play guitar through it as well. And it really, I'm a bass player at heart, drummer at heart, so I like more percussive, more bassy stuff. So this really fit the bill, and it just made my tone. This amp was my tone. I really have no choice if I want that tone than to use this amp, or at least probably another 15-inch cone in order for me to get something similar. So that's why I'm hoping to eventually get this fixed. I don't want to get rid of it. I love it. If anybody in the Cincinnati area happens to know of a good repair shop who is affordable, let me know in the comments. If you guys would like to tell me what all these parts are, please do. I would love to learn. I'm completely ignorant. I know what that means. That means that somebody was a fan of Devo, I'm assuming. But, you know, if you know anything about this amp, if you have one of these amps or had one of these amps, let me know what you thought. If you have any other questions, comments about it, let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.